guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at what your person's spirit team thinks of you and feels about you. This is actually a request. I thought it was quite interesting because I haven't done a video like this before. I've done what your spirit guides may think of someone, but that was like at the end of 2020, so if you do want me to remaster that and do another one, I can, but I've never done this topic and I thought this was really unique and cool, so thank you to the person that suggested this video. And yeah, I want to say before I get into the reading that when we talk about spirit guides, spirit teams, they look at the world, they look at people and energies way different than human beings do, so it's not going to come through in a more humanly way. I mean, it could do, but spirit do see all and see beyond certain situations, so it's not going to be like asking how like a parent or a family member sees you of that person. It is, you know, spirit guides and connection to spirit, they are connected to the Most High and they see beyond this realm, so the messages are going to come through a little bit more different and less egoic than it would be if it was a human being bringing these messages through. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, you can apply this to a family member, a friendship, a relationship, connection. It depends, you know, whatever you're being drawn to, and we're just going to see what flows and comes through. Let me know as well in this video how I'm sounding, because I had a couple of comments recently about my sound being really low, and I've changed the settings on my microphone, so let me know how the sounding is and if it's okay for you guys. But yeah, let's get into the video. So I have 4 objects to choose for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the butterfly. Pile number 2 is the lion soapstone. Let me get him to stand up. Okay. I hope you can see him. Pile number 3 is the dragon peridot egg. And pile number 4 is the amethyst apple. So see which object you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person's spirit team views you. So you guys chose the butterfly. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So spirit guides, can you tap me into the butterfly pile, please? Tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s, please, spirit guides. How does pile number 1's person's spirit team view my pile number 1s? They're referencing that you brought and do bring a lot of unconditional love to your connections, and there's a strong reference that you see people through the eyes of spirit, meaning that they're referencing you see people like an extension of you, as a piece of you. Like I'm being shown the infinity symbol, and I'm being shown you doing this with anyone. Like when you step towards people, it's like I see the divinity in you, I see the unconditional love in you, and then your heart space being very open. So that's something that's being referenced straight away. So it's a very beautiful energy I'm being taken to straight away, and that's being recognized within this person's spirit team, is that you have a lot of love, and that you're very helpful as well. That's something that I'm being told, that you're very helpful. I want to... Oh, what have we got? 5 of Wands. Okay. There's almost a reference, if you're watching this about a connection, like a relationship connection, I feel like this person, I don't think that they look at life the same way as you, and I don't think they look at people through the lens of spirit or through the lens of their heart space. It's not that their heart space is closed, it's just that energetically I don't feel that I'm being told that part of that vessel isn't as open as yours. I feel like your heart space is very, very open, and I feel like because of that, you're able to see deep into people, and they're referencing that this person that you're asking about, they're not there yet. That's not something that they have open. It's not something that they fully activated. It's not something that they've met the depths of. Not because they're saying to reference this, it's not because they're on the wrong track. They're on a different journey to you. That's something that I'm being told. They're not on the wrong track. They're learning, and they're on a different path than you are. Not that there's one path above the other. People can be, advanced financially, while somebody else could be advanced in the heart space, and somebody else could be advanced intellectually. Like it's all different. But in terms of the heart space, I feel like you're a lot more open and see the depth more than this person. Just because that's not something that this person looks for, and I don't feel like that's a full focal point, or it wasn't a full focal point maybe when this person was in your life, or if this person's still in your life. I feel like for a lot of you guys there's a bit of distance. I don't feel like that part of them is fully open. Pile number 1. How does pile number 1's person spirit team view my pile number 1s? They're referencing because of this there was a friction or a power dynamic between you and this person. That's what I'm being taken to with the 5 of Wands. It's like a friction, like the energy, it's aligning to an extent, but then there's friction. They're almost referencing that you were almost like medicine to this person, whoever it is. We have the Page of Swords. They're referencing that your energy was kind of like medicine, and that you soothed this person, and that you were a light for this person. That's something that's being referenced. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. What? Pile number 1's person spirit team. How do they view my pile number 1s? We have the 8 of Swords. And we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like this person was drawn to your light. I feel like this person was drawn to your healing nature. There's almost this feeling of being like mesmerized. When you have like a firefly, or you have like a butterfly in front of you, and it's like, oh wow, it's like mesmerizing. It's kind of like that. Like I'm looking at it and I'm drawn to it, and the colors, and it's beautiful, but it's almost like my brain also can't comprehend. It's almost like I'm thinking of, okay, they're giving me like another insect, so it's almost like, can you imagine like a worm looking up at a butterfly or a firefly? They'd acknowledge that it's beautiful and it has a beautiful light, but there's an energy difference. Like there's a complete, like they're showing me frequencies. One person has a frequency in one way, and the other has a frequency in a different way. So it's like 2 different frequencies. It's like 2 pieces of a puzzle not fit in because their frequency is different, and they're looking at life different, or they're talking a completely different language. That's something that they're referencing here. The 8 of Wands. I do feel that there would have been a soul connection between you and this person, but there's kind of a reference here of like this wasn't, I feel like this might have been like a friendship or relationship, because there's this feeling of it wasn't really meant to be, or it wasn't meant to fully grow into something, because the resources weren't there, and had a connection fully have been forced, there's a feeling of it not lasting too long because it wasn't a stable foundation, or it wasn't stable because it would have, if a connection would have stayed between you and this person, it would have been at the detriment to both of you. It would have caused you to stay stuck and stagnant. And they're referencing that you're somebody that blooms a lot and grows and accelerates, because they're referencing you as the butterfly, and constantly like evolving, shifting, going through a metamorphosis, or maybe when you met this person, you were going through a lot of shifts and changes and growing. Was your person? I don't really feel like your person... No, I don't feel like your person was going through a lot of shifts necessarily. I feel like every time there was somewhat of a shift, I feel like there's almost this feeling of like trying to jump up to see you or jump up to get onto your level, but I'm not actually climbing up there and I'm not actually making a shift. Like when I'm tapping into them, I'm being shown a cog on a wheel, and it's almost like I like that energy and I would like to step into it, but I just don't have it in me. I don't have what it takes. I don't even know how to step into that. So I'm also kind of daydreaming this wheel. But there's almost this feeling as well of like this wheel, I don't know if that's supposed to turn, because there's almost like this intuition with your person, like I need to be elsewhere, I need to be focused on something else, or there's something else I'm meant to be building. They're referencing that from a spiritual perspective, looking down like you're meant to be focused here. This is your energy. Not that, how do I put this into words? I feel like there would have been a moment or a time period with you and this person where you could have activated their heart space and opened some healing. But I don't feel that a connection with you and this person was ever meant to go the distance, because like I said, it would have created stagnancy and it would have been at the detriment to both of you and caused stagnancy, because I do feel that there was a purpose of you and this person connecting, because I feel like on your end, I feel like you were meant to trigger some healing or an opening of the heart with this person. But I feel like on that end, I feel like there's almost like wounds being hit with this person. It could be wounds of abandonment. It could be wounds of not feeling worthy of love. It could be wounds of like overgiving and not being able to receive. But whatever the case, I do feel like there was a lesson meant to be learned. But had a connection fully gone the distance, I do feel there would have been stagnancy. And the reason I'm saying that is because they're showing me that they're referencing you, like, you know, like Tinkerbell, like the fairy with the fairy dust. They're almost referencing like that firefly energy, that butterfly energy. I'm giving and I'm nurturing and I'm healing. But all I'm doing in this connection is healing and giving and healing and giving. And all this person is doing in this connection is receiving and being soothed, receiving and being soothed. And while that's okay in doses, that can create a power imbalance. That can create this person not stepping up to the plate and doing their own healing, or stepping out of their comfort zone or doing the giving. That's not having this person bloom on their own, and they need to learn to bloom on their own. That's the purpose of this. And on top of that, on your side, it's almost like you would have just been given and given to your own detriment, to the point that you would have just been fatigued. All of your light, you would have just been pouring into somebody else, where you just would have... There's almost this feeling of like, you know, when think about like no one believes in fairies and she loses her light, like that's where I'm being taken to. Like no one's appreciating you or pouring into you, and that's what you deserve. So then it's almost like I feel disconnected, or I feel, and there's almost like a stagnancy within you then. Instead of going within and learning to receive and pour that into you, it's almost like you're pouring into them, they're taking it, and there's a stagnancy in both, and it would have caused a stickiness and a stuck situation. Whereas this person needed to grow, evolve, and learn to step up to the plate, and learn to open their heart, and learn to give and be more emotional. They wouldn't have been able to do that if somebody was doing it for them. So there's almost this reference of it was always going to come to a point where you were going to either this didn't happen and things fell through beforehand, or this actually played out where you had enough of this person and decided to butterfly, and this person was like, oh. And I think that would have also been the catalyst of this person to be more cautious and be more open and learn from that. And be more open in their heart space. And I feel like that was always a lesson that was supposed to be played out, because they're referencing that you are a healer and you are a light, and you've played the role of the healer and a light to this person. And what you don't realize sometimes is maybe they played that role back to you, because I feel like this person mirrored wounds within you that you may not have even seen within you yet. Because I see you going to give energy and love to this person, and they're almost showing it to me like an analogy of this person has a cut on their leg, right? And they're trying to hide that cut. They don't want anyone touching it because it's hurting, and they know if there's cream or anything that's going to go on it, it's going to hurt, you know, when they're trying to nurture it. And I see you understanding that there's a wound on the leg, and then going and pouring loads of energy into the leg. And the only reason that you're pouring the energy into the leg is because you're filling a void in this person that you also have within yourself, but you haven't learned yet to give that to yourself, so you're giving it to this person. You and this person had a mirrored wound, and by this wound being triggered within this person, it then mirrored back to you, and you were able to pour that into yourself, because there's almost a feeling of you knowing what you needed to do to heal, but giving it to others that had the same mirrored wound, until you learned to give it to yourself first, because you deserved to. And I feel like this person is also, the referencing, wasn't able to appreciate a lot of the space you held for them and a lot of the love that you were given fully. They appreciated it, but they weren't able to understand it fully because they didn't understand it within themselves. They weren't able to see all of that divinity because they didn't see it within themselves. People can only see in others what they see in themselves. And I feel like there's almost a distorted view then when it comes to you, where they're not fully able to see you and all that you were given. So they're referencing that you were this beautiful light, but there's this reference of like, you need to pour that into yourself, and this person needs to do better for themselves. And with both of you, you know, linking, yes, you can trigger and be the healer and the mirror, but at some point there then needs to be a breakaway. Otherwise, both of you are enabling each other's wounds and not causing the other to step up. And I feel like you were always meant to butterfly as a result of this person. And I feel like this person was always meant to go into contemplation and learn from this experience with you. I feel like this person needed to learn to stand up and step up for themselves. That's what this person needed to do. So this was I feel like you and this person have a soul connection, but I feel like in this lifetime it was always going to play out karmically, for that lesson to be learned. And I feel like you and this person might have also met at a specific point in both of your lives where you both had this wound that was mirrored in both of you very at the forefront. So the reference in the time you met, either both of you were feeling very low, or both of you had just come out of relationships, or both of you had a really strong trigger or wound that was deep rooted, and that's why you aligned with each other. You were always going to align with each other when that was at the forefront, or that energy was being called out. That vibration is what drew you together. And some of you guys may have gone in a cycle with this person until one of you were able to pull the thorn out. And they're referencing that you pulling that thorn out allowed you to butterfly, alchemize, and grow, so that you and this person no longer have that same frequency there, because they're referencing you're on a very different frequency and wavelength now. That's what they're referencing. Yeah, that's what's being referenced. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. They're kind of referencing you like a healer. They're referencing you like a light worker, but there's also a reference of this person's going to mirror energies to you, because you need to put that back into you. Pile number, this was always meant to be a kind of catalyst connection. You know, you have those like catalyst connections where someone just mirrors a really deep wound to you, and it can be kind of painful. By the time you pull the thorn out and released those feelings and those wounds, you completely detach from them and you're not connected to them anymore. That's what I see this journey being, and that's what they're referencing. Pile, I want to also reference to just put minds at ease. I do feel this person did value you in a way that they could. You can only value someone as much as you value yourself. You can only love somebody as much as you love yourself. So they're saying they valued you to the way that they could at the time. And they're also saying that this person did like you and did have hopes for something with you. It was never a point of like, oh, this person doesn't like you, this person doesn't want anything with you. But I keep being shown two people stepping onto a board and the board is not stable. And it's because even with this connection, if this connection did get off the ground, I feel like there was always meant to be some sort of catalyst here where one of you would, you know, evolve and grow. I do feel like this person likes to stay a little bit rigid. I feel like you accelerate at a higher pace, which, especially if you're connected to spirit, of course you're going to. I don't feel that this person accelerates too fastly. I feel like this person's a bit of a slow mover. So I feel like you would have outgrown this person at one point because you accelerate really quickly and fast. I don't feel that this person does move and grow and evolve, just not as quick as you. I feel like you're constantly maybe doing a lot of introspective work, shadow work, inner work, healing. There was always going to come a point where you would outgrow this. and the frequencies would change. And again, it's not that one person's better than the other. We all have our different journeys, and they want to keep referencing that everyone has their different journeys in life, and the way that they move and what they're opening up to and how they're evolving, determining on their like soul mission, soul purpose, and what they're here to do and what they're here to experience. And no one's above or below anyone else. Pile number 1. How does pile number 1's person spirit team view my pile ones? We have Mars. Did you argue with this person a lot? I feel like you and this person butt heads a lot, because you actually see life very differently, I'm being told. You see life in very different ways. Pile, I feel like this person was very drawn to you, like, I have to be careful with the words I say, but they were very attracted to you, you know, very attracted in that way. Pile number 1, we have Cancer. How does pile number 1's person spirit team view my pile ones? We have Saturn. Yeah, I feel like there was some hard lessons learnt, and we have the Sun. Okay, back of the deck we have Leo. Okay, yeah, even at the back of the deck you've got the 8 of Wands. There's a lot of shifting, a lot of transformation, and I feel like how they view you as somebody that's constantly growing, evolving, blooming. You know, it's like, I'm blooming, oh, I'm blooming again, oh, I'm blooming again. Like, I feel like you're the type of person to do that. You may have also gone through a lot in your earlier life and had to spend time releasing and healing and removing yourself from old restraints, which is why you're constantly evolving and shifting. I do feel this person kind of mirrored your own worthiness, your own confidence, and your self-worth. I feel like maybe when you met this person, you weren't as confident as maybe you are now, or your self-worth wasn't where it needed to be, because you may have gone through certain experiences that would have caused a lot of pain there, a lot of blockages there, and I feel like that's something that you were needing triggered to release and open. You may have also taken like maybe an earlier life, parents leaving, or stepping away from you, or even earlier relationships before this person leaving, as like, oh, I'm not worthy then, or I'm not worthy of love. And I feel like this person almost mirrored something like that back, so you could really look within and see that you were always worthy of love. Maybe you put your worth in this person, and that's something that was mirrored back, because there's something about you shining, but like you not being able to see your shine. When you think of butterflies, they're not able to see their own wings. When you think of fireflies, they're shining that light, and everyone can see and how beautiful it is, but they can't see it because they are the light, you know. And it's the same with like Tinkerbell and the fairy dust. Like, when you think of, if people don't believe in fairies, she loses her light. So it's almost like she's relying on other people to believe in them for her to stay alive. She forgets that she's a fairy, and that's her light, and she was the one that brought them all to Neverland in the first place with her fairy dust, you know. It wasn't for Tinkerbell, there wouldn't even be a Peter Pan movie, you know, and she probably didn't see that, if you think about it. So I keep referencing that with the Leo card at the back, because I feel like you needed to understand your own light and pull that into you. I feel like you were giving it to others, but you didn't see it in yourself, and that was something that you needed to pour into you. A lot of light workers, a lot of empaths, a lot of healers will go through that, and I feel like that's something that you went through, to really pour that into you and see yourself and see that you're deserving of love and deserving of respect and a balanced connection. And I feel like that's a journey that you went on, and I feel like this person was that karmic mirror to you, ready to mirror that back. I mean, we have the Sun here as well, so that's what's kind of being referenced. And I do think you were a light in this person's life also, but I also feel with this Cancer card, I do feel that you were I almost want to touch somebody. Like, I feel there's almost this tactile presence. So either you were very tactile with this person and your physical touch was very healing to this person, or I'm being told like just words that you said to this person were very healing, or compliments you gave to this person were very healing, or I feel like I'm holding space emotionally. I've like almost got my energy around this person, holding them. So I feel like you really did help them, and I do think that as time goes on, I'm being told they understand that more, and there's a lot of love for you there. There's kind of a bittersweet. If I tap into them, there's like a bittersweet feeling here, because there definitely was love here. There definitely was hopes for something here, but I just think at the time there was wounds within both of you that were very embedded, and I feel like that was always going to take the forefront over anything else, because that was actually what needed to be released, and that's what they're referencing. So they are referencing this as a karmic connection, but like I said, their spirit team are looking at you as somebody that's constantly blooming and growing, very much like Tinkerbell, you know, the light, like the firefly, the sun. I feel like that's how they're kind of referencing you, like you were healing to this person, and maybe you might not have seen it at the time, but they're referencing that this person also played the healer role to you as well. And as you know, healing, it's not always love, light and rainbows. It's triggering, and it causes transformation, and we go into our darkness, and I feel like that's what the role that both of you played within each other, and that's what they're referencing. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person's spirit team views you. So you guys chose the Lion Soapstone. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to the oracle cards. Also, while the reading goes on, please let me know how the sound is, because I've been fiddling with the microphone and I just want to check what the best sound is. So yeah, let's get in. So pile number 2, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s. How does pile number 2's person's spirit team view my pile 2s? How does pile number 2's person's spirit team view my pile number 2s? How does pile number 2's person view my pile number 2s? Okay, we have the Fool. I feel like this person took inspiration from you. But, you know, no matter what connection it was, even if it was like a romantic connection or a relationship, I do feel that this person did take inspiration from you. Because I keep looking to you, and there's maybe something you're wearing or you're doing or you're saying that I'm almost admiring and I'm almost looking up to. And it's almost like I like to watch you, or I like to listen to you, or I just like to be in your presence. So you're almost serving as like a catalyst, or it's almost expanding my mind. How does this put this into words? It's almost like before you step into this person's life, there's almost like a ceiling that's lowered, but when you step into this person's life, they push the bar higher because they're inspired by you. And that could be in any area. So they're referencing that you did shine a beautiful light to this person. This is their spirit team saying that you shone a beautiful light to this person, and you had them elevate maybe in their confidence, or elevate in... I keep being shown a glove, and I'm fully filling out the glove now because I feel like I should. So I feel like you were a really good example to this person, and you were a light to this person, and I think you were always meant to inspire this person, and that's how they're referencing you. Just little things you do, like I think maybe you connected them to their inner child, because I'm thinking of the Lion and like Leo and like the 5th house inner child energy, like that's where I'm being taken to. Yeah, let's get deeper. Pile number... if this was a relationship or a connection, or if this is a relationship and connection that you're still in now, I feel like this person would have had a crush on you or looked up to you, or had that eye on you for some time before anything was established or anything came to be. And again, if this is a friendship, I feel like this person was aware of you beforehand and was drawn to you beforehand or looked up to you beforehand. There's a vibe of like, I'm already drawn to you before I step towards you, so now that I'm around you, I'm even more inspired. Like, I almost feel like you're very warm, and I feel like that's how they're kind of referencing you, that this person felt very connected to you and your light and your warmth. I also feel just your outlook on life also inspired this person. Maybe little things you said, maybe you look at life in a very high perspective, you know, kind of way, or you look at life in a very light, glasses half full type of way. And I feel like you were a good example then to this person because of that, because there's a lot of joy, and it's almost like this being mirrored to me. It's almost like I want to kind of be like that too. I want to see life like that too. Or you've made me look at life this way, or maybe you put this person on to things, you know, because there's almost this feeling like whoever we're talking about, this person walked then with a different type of walk after being around you or being with you. Like, it's almost like I'm skipping. Like, you know, in movies where something good happens to a character and they kind of like are excited, so they kind of like dance and sing to themselves. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting here. So that's how you inspired this person. I feel good. I feel bright. I feel happy. You could have given this person a lot of compliments too, or really ego boosted this person, so they're referencing that you were a light there. Pile number 2. How does pile number 2's person's spirit team view my pile number 2's? Emperor, okay. Pile number 2's Two of Swords, okay. Pile number 2's person. And we have Death as well. And the back of the deck we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, this is where it makes a change. This is where energy shift. Okay. Okay, the thing about this light that this person was taking inspiration from, and you giving this person that light, sometimes if people don't have that light within themselves, they can become either dependent on that light, or if they don't feel confident sometimes within themselves, if you are to take away that light, or to use that light for yourself, or put limits on that light, sometimes that can be taken as rejection, and it can trigger feelings of unworthiness. Why am I not worthy of it? Why are you taking it away? And sometimes it can cause people to expect that light all the time. And what I also want to say is sometimes that light can blind people to not fully see who's behind that light or what that light is. And I feel like this person, while they were inspired by you, attracted to you, because we're attracted to the light, I feel like this person feels almost like fickle within. And while I feel that light that you shone to them was medicine, I feel like maybe when it was time for the season to be over, or when it was time for the rain to come out, or when it was time for you to pull that light back, or it was time for, you know, maybe you were going through certain experiences and you needed that light for yourself, I feel like this person would have got triggered. Or maybe, you know, if this was a connection, you were connected to somebody else and ended up having a connection to somebody else. Or if this was a friendship, maybe you needed to pour that energy into you, or you'd become friendly with someone else and were given that energy somewhere else. Or again, family connection, you could have been pouring this energy into you or putting limits on it, which limits, I mean boundaries. And whoever this person is, they're referencing that they would have taken it as rejection. It's almost like I'm not handling that very well. And I do feel, because it's almost coming from their spirit team, I feel that there was a lesson that you and this person might have needed to learn together, similar to pile number 1, but this is a completely different energy to pile number 1. I feel like, help me put this into words, this energy. Help me put it into words. I feel like you were always meant to teach this person to shine their own light from within, become more confident, grow, evolve, step into a particular energy. And while I feel like this person did do that, I feel like at times, put me in this is a weird energy, because it's like, I value you, I genuinely like being around you, but I almost feel like you're, put me in their energy a minute, because they're trying to show me how this person felt, but I need to sit in the feeling to tell you, because just by telling me I need to sit in it. Can you put me in the person's energy in regards to how they felt towards this person? There's a song called Say You Won't Let Go, and I'm sure it's James Arthur who sings it. Say You Won't Let Go. I don't know the lyrics, but if you type in James Arthur, Say You Won't Let Go, that song should come up. Definitely give that a listen. I don't know the name of the song or the lyrics, but I know that's the lyric. Say You Won't Let Go, James Arthur. It's almost like I'm becoming codependent on your energy being there, or on you giving me an ego boost, or on you being around, that even though I'm getting inspired by you and I'm choosing to shine myself, there's almost like a wound within me where I feel rejected when you're giving your light elsewhere, or you're not just giving it to me, or I feel rejected when you're spreading that anywhere else. But it almost feels repressed, like I'm not saying it. I don't feel like I'm saying this out. Like my throat chakra feels very blocked. Like I'm more observant than you realize, and I'm not letting you know maybe certain feelings that I have, or you giving this energy to this person, that person, I'm not expressing it. So because there's so much being harbored and I'm holding it in, and I keep wanting to say I'm super aware of maybe what you're up to or what you're doing. So this could have been a friend that you were spending a lot of time with, but then you needed to pull away. This person, maybe because, no, I feel like they understood their feelings completely, because I can see them feeling their feelings completely. That it's like, I don't want to lose face, because that makes me feel more insecure. It's pride, that's it, it's pride, that's the word, thank you, Spirit. It's pride. It's like, I don't want you to know that I feel like I need your energy, or I want you around, or I want that energy all to myself. I don't want you to know that, because I don't want to show my cards until you do, because I want to be standing in this light too. And if I show you that I'm not fully standing in this light, then you might not like me. So it's almost like I need to save face. But what's happening is there's a lot of repressed feelings coming up, and it's causing a frustration. And then I'm starting to get kind of like angry when I'm seeing your light being given elsewhere, or I'm seeing your energy go elsewhere, and I'm making assumptions in my head, and I'm starting to get frustrated. That's where I'm at now. I'm starting to get frustrated, and I feel like, because this is where the spirit team are like, this person had a lot of repressed feelings and things they didn't say that they held within, and it caused them to maybe get a bit burnt. And had they at the time known better, because there's almost this feeling of this person maybe being young, or this person being emotionally not as equipped to handle these feelings. It's almost like I'm trying to repress these feelings now and save face. And even so, when I'm walking, I'm still trying to mirror your light. I'm still trying to mirror your confidence. It's almost like I'm trying to be like you then. But it's almost in a way of like, see, I don't need you, I'm already like this anyway. But I'm frustrated because I do want you around. But then it's almost like, not that I'm looking towards you like a villain, because they keep putting me in their energy. I'm not looking at you as a villain, but it may come across that way. And I think that's why they're putting me in that energy, because maybe this was something that triggered you. I'm not seeing you as a villain. This is my way of saving face. This is my way of saving face. I'm frustrated. That's the feeling that I feel. I'm frustrated and burned. Because it's almost like, who sings that? There's things I want to say to you, but I'll just let you live. Lana Del Rey, Cinnamon Girl. She has a song called Cinnamon Girl, and she sings, there's things I want to say to you, but I'll just let you live. See, I feel like I'm not saying what I need to say, and I'm getting frustrated, and then I'm just repressing these feelings down. And when the way their spirit team is viewing you is a light, is inspiration. I think you brought a lot of light to this person's life. I think you had them step into their confidence. I think you were a very positive influence, but I think that it could be fear of rejection, it could be their own insecurities, had them maybe burn themselves, or maybe their own fear of abandonment. It's almost like you not giving, you pulling that away, or you putting limits on it. I feel triggered, like you're abandoning me. It's like their own wound or own insecurity caused them to burn themselves, instead of, if they were in a more healthier mindset at the time, because I want to say at the time, so I feel like maybe they've grown from this now, but I feel like if they were in a healthier mindset at the time, they could have voiced how they felt, they could have voiced their feelings, they could have put themselves out there, but there's almost a feeling of that being risky, and my pride won't let me do that. Like, I need to not be vulnerable. It's like I don't want to be vulnerable. Did you ever, I don't know if you ever show your vulnerability to this person. I see you being a very vulnerable person. I see you with beautiful emotions and also having them pretty open, but I don't know if maybe you were completely open and vulnerable to this person. You may have expressed certain feelings, but I almost feel like on a heart level, or like feelings, or like there's a rawness that they're not seeing that maybe you didn't express to this person either. So they just insinuated things, and maybe that was something you just didn't want to express to anyone, or maybe that was something you weren't ready to do at the time. Maybe you weren't able to open yourself up fully in that time, or maybe you just weren't there yet, or maybe you were going through certain feelings and emotions and you needed that energy for you, because they're referencing that they didn't see the more vulnerable side of you. They saw the on the pedestal sun flower that just was really inspiring and fun, but they didn't see what was behind that. And there's almost, because I'm being shown Dorothy when the guy behind the curtain, and it's like if they would have gone on the yellow brick road, yellow being self-confidence, if they would have gone on that yellow brick road, they would have seen what was behind the curtain, and they would have not only sympathized, but then they wouldn't have been triggered, and that bottled up resentment wouldn't have been there. Maybe they would have been vulnerable too, but there's this feeling of like they don't know that it's there, so there's almost like a frustration. I hope that makes sense. But they keep referencing that you were a positive light to this person, and that even when you did trigger this person, you still acted as a catalyst for them to deal with certain emotions and work on certain emotions, whether they just did that through shadow work or they just became aware of it and processed it and released it. So they're referencing that this was definitely a lesson for this. I feel this person was more of a lesson, maybe you were more of a lesson to this person. It feels. No, I feel like you learned a lot from this person too. Maybe you learned to have boundaries because of this person. See, I see light and emotions there in regards to you towards this person, but it's almost like I can't give that right now, or I need to keep this energy for myself right now, or I can't spread myself too thin, and I have got other people around, so I need to choose my energy wisely or where I'm going to put it. Or maybe you went within to do some healing and step back, and this person took that as rejection. But I feel like you also learned about yourself in this scenario too. But this person still sees you in a really good light. This person still looks up to you. I feel like you still act as a positive influence. And this person, when they think back to you, they do think of you in a good light. And I feel there's not as much resentment there as there was before. I do feel like there may be still resentment remaining, but I do feel like they do get into touch with that from time to time and release it. It's kind of like, with a wheel, when we heal, it comes up and goes and comes up and goes. It's kind of like that. And I feel like this person did go through that quite intensely at one time period, and I feel like they do still visit it at times when it needs to come up. This person's in tune with their emotions, they just don't like to showcase it to other people. That's how this person's coming across with these energies. For some of you guys, this may have been a friend, but again, this could have been like a relationship as well, that you are like a connection with someone that you weren't able to fully commit, or you just didn't feel ready to fully commit, or things were going on. This could be that as well. But this person does still hold a light for you. Pile number two, please. Yeah, their spirit team's referencing you as a positive influence, somebody that activated their inner child, somebody that was going to mirror energies in regards to their solar plexus, which in turn then triggered energies in their solar plexus, but also in turn activated it, because it's like we're releasing the thorn by you shining that light. So yeah, there's almost a lesson that was learned here that they're referencing with this person. Pile number two, messages from pile number, not messages, what does pile number two spirit team, we have Gemini, we have Libra, I'm hearing Good For You by Selena Gomez. Maybe this person, maybe you always dressed well or looked good, so this person wanted to kind of like be like that with you, or maybe you were somebody that always went to the gym, so then they wanted to go to the gym, or this, you always like, listen to certain like music and stuff, and it's almost like you put them on and then it helped them release. There's a lot that you put this person on to, or you had them stepping into and inspired by. We have Mars here as well. I think you were here with the Aquarius energy. I'm thinking of, like, I'm looking at these energies in a more, how do I put it into words? I feel like you made this person more innovative. You made this person smash through their own glass ceiling. You made this person look at things differently. You had this person open up to parts of themselves that they hadn't recognized before, you know? Let me just put that, I don't know why it's not, there we go. So I feel like you did, you were very innovative to this person. I feel like you were a lot different to people that this person was usually around. And I keep feeling, especially with the Gemini card, like I'm thinking of communication. I feel like this person liked to speak to you, this person liked to listen to you, this person liked to listen to what you had to say. Maybe you were somebody that's very funny and had a lot of jokes. So I feel like you really did. I see this person laughing, like little things you did, like I'm laughing, you're funny, like I like to be around you, it's fun. Like that's how I feel. I'm being shown somebody on a roller coaster. When you go to like a theme park for a day out, like it's kind of like that. Like that's how this person felt in regards to you. And I feel like whatever this connection was, this, like if this was a relationship, this person really did want a relationship with you, or really did want a relationship to work with you. If this was a friendship, this person really had the idea of like, oh, we're gonna be like Bonnie and Clyde, like, name duos. That's just a famous duo, Bonnie and Clyde. Name other duos. I was going to say Mary-Kate and Ashley. I don't know. Bonnie and Clyde and Mary-Kate and Ashley, there we go. But you know what I mean? Like, just like duos. Like, this person saw you as that. Or this could have been a family member and this person saw, like, really wanted that connection with you. Whether it was, like, sisterly or brother and sister or cousin or mother and daughter or, whichever the case. I feel like this person really did want that with you, And they really did value you. That's one thing I'll say about this person. They really valued you. Really valued you. Back of the deck we've got Leo. Leo was present in pile number one's reading as well. Yeah, I just feel like you were a light. I mean, we have the lion twice, so I feel like there was always going to be these wounds in regards to the solar plexus and their confidence and their self-worth. Why do we have Mars here? It's almost, I don't know if there was like an argument between you and this person, but I feel like there's kind of like a feeling of like, okay, this is what they're showing me, right? I used to have a little Bichon / Shih Tzu called Ollie. He was the best dog in the world. I love him and I miss him very much. But he was tiny, right? But he thought he was the biggest dog in the world. And when I would take him for a walk, he would find the biggest dog you would ever see, right? There'd be this big German Shepherd or Rottweiler or whatever, and he'd wait until it came close, and he would start barking at this dog, like barking at them, and the dog would run over, and I'm tiny, like I'm only 4'9", so I was like, oh my god, this dog's bigger than me, like, Ollie, why are you doing this? And he'd bark like he's gonna fight them. But then when the dog would come over, not literally, you know what dogs are like, they bark, as the dogs would come over, he'd get so scared, and he'd spray himself on the floor, like snowman on the floor with his head down, and he would go really quiet, and he would just stare at the ground and hide until the dog left. And then when the dog left, he'd start barking again. And they're showing me that because it's almost like I feel like this person, you know, they could have, and this could have upset you, like they could have been like, oh, I don't need that person anyway, I don't even like that person anyway, and it's almost like I'm being a bit petty, almost. I know I'm doing it, I'm being a bit petty, but it's almost like I'm trying to act big, but then I see you come in, and you're this lion, and they're seeing you in this as this lion, so it's almost like as you step towards them, it's almost like I'm cowering, like my dog Ollie, like my face is down and I'm being quiet. It's like it's almost like when you're stepping towards, it's like I want to be quiet, I don't want to say anything, I'm being quiet, because it's like I know my limits. But when you're not here, I'll be loud, but when you come, it's like I'm knowing my limits. So I don't know what that's about. You know, this person could have said certain things about you, and then you heard about them, and maybe you mentioned it to them, and they were like, no. But I feel like whenever they did, and this is the spirit team speaking, I feel like it was their way of trying to make themselves feel better, and it wasn't okay. But there was just a lot of pent-up frustration and anger within them that they didn't know how to deal with. I wouldn't even call it anger. It feels like frustration. I feel a bit hopeless. I feel rejected. And I feel insecure. And I feel like I'm being shown somebody with flowers and feeling like they're not good enough. But I feel like you wouldn't even have been aware that they felt like that because they never said it. So this is why that comes in then. Yeah. So, pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I know it went in a completely different direction, but that's what needed to come through. We're going to honor it. I really hope that this resonated. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person's spirit team views you. So you guys chose the Dragon Peridot egg. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle card. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collect. There's an interesting energy here because I'm almost being shown a line, right? You know when you have a piece of paper and you fold it and then you bring it back into like its original state and it has that line in the middle, like I'm being shown that, and there's almost this reference of like halfway point, or there's hopes this connection is going to come to fruition, but it's only going to come to fruition if this happens first. So I don't know if this is an energy that's activated that brings this person in. So this is a strong soul contract. So far, the other two are kind of karmic in nature with lessons. This feels like, no, this is a soul contract, and this is going to come in once an energy is activated. But like everything, human beings have free will. So it's like, unless this energy is stepped into, this might not have even happened. Because then there's a feeling of you and this person. Because this is spirit team. It's almost like your spirit team, their spirit team. And it's like, oh, it's happening. It's time. So something's coming into fruition there. This feels very like, this is probably like a partner or a friendship or a significant, maybe co-worker connection that was always meant to happen, like divinely guided, when both of you had reached a certain energy and frequency within each other. When you reached that, you'd align with each other. Maybe you had to do a lot of shadow work before you brought each other in. but it was always that this was going to happen. I also am being told that this person's spirit team sees you as two sides of the same coin, meaning you're very alike, you and this person. That's something that's coming through here. Because when we think of something cracking out of an egg, it comes out when it's ready. You know what I mean? The chicken hatches from the egg when it's ready. The dragon comes out of the egg when it's ready. And that's what I've got here. Like, okay, it's time. And I feel like you and this person may have met each other in a very new phase of both of your lives, in a new paradigm, jumping into a new paradigm, which is why there's that line that we would have crossed to get here. Interesting. This feels very soulful, soul connection. And all connections are soul connections, because we're all souls having connections, you know? But this feels like, no, we're meant to spend time together. This is meant to go smoothly. This is meant to be built on. This is meant to be more than just a lesson and that's it. This feels big. What have we got? We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Interesting. Here's a very fresh energy coming through with this person. Pile number, like when you think of things hatching in the spring, you know, little chickens pop out in the spring, you know, baby chicks and stuff. It's like that's what's... You may have met this person in the spring, or it just was the spring in both of your lives in a new energy. Pile number... This connection feels very protected, so I feel like their spirit team is almost like a halo protecting you and this person, or the path, protecting the path where you and this person would meet. We're trying to clear the slate so that it conjoins. So this feels very divinely guided. I feel like their spirit team and your spirit team, and it could be that you and this person have the same spirit team or same, you know, souls in the same spirit team. Yeah, you could all be part of the same soul tribe. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a hand in both of you meeting. Ooh. You may have met this person in a very serendipitous way. Queen of Swords. This could also be a family member that you were estranged from for some time, and then you just fell into each other's lives as well. Pile number 3. How does pile number 3's person's spirit team view my pile 3's? The Fool. Yeah, I can see the fresh energy so strong here. The Sun at the back of the deck. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that I feel that their spirit team views you as or feels about you is that you and this person are two sides of the same coin. I feel like you and this person have the same amount of depth as well. There's a reference of the frequency of you and this person being very, very aligned and being cut from the same cloth. So they're referencing that there may be like a joint mission, or there's something that you both came here to do. You know, this could be a partnership connection and you both were meant to bring in a child into this incarnation, and merge bloodlines and merge family lines or ancestral lines together. You both could have maybe done a lot of karmic clearing and releasing in certain bloodlines to bring that energy through. If this is a friendship or a family member as well, same goes. I see releasing. I see a lot of mirrored shadow work, a lot of there's a lot of mirror in here, which makes me feel like you're either part of the same soul tribe or you're meant to learn the same lessons. And that really does happen. I have a friend, just to give you an explanation, because sometimes when I say stuff people think it's far-fetched. It's not. I can talk from experience, especially with this. I have a friend that my friend was born a month before and I was born a month later, and she's a Cancer, I'm a Leo, so it's like sun and moon. We always say we're like twitches, right? And her mother was born April the 1st, my mother was born April the 2nd. Her mother, her mother's an Aries sun, Libra moon, my mother is. Her mother had substance abuse issues, my mother did. Like, even down to siblings and the way that, like, my sibling and her siblings, like, grew and, like, evolved and went on their paths. My siblings did, her siblings did the same thing. We both found out that our fathers weren't our real fathers around the same time. Like, it was just so much. And like, we basically lived in the same street but like in the opposite house, or the same house but on the street opposite, so I could see her bedroom from mine. And she had a dog called Softy, I had a cat called Softy. Like, we literally lived the same life. It was really, really weird. She's like one of my best friends. She's been my best friend my whole life. And it's like a sisterly vibe, so it's like a soulmate energy. And even down to like when we've gotten into relationships or certain experiences have happened for us, it always happens to the other person like a week later or a month later. We literally go through the same things. She even has a ginger sibling and I have a ginger sibling. Make that make sense, because I'm not ginger, neither is she. But like, that's what I mean. Like, mirrored connections and soul connections, they happen, and that's what I'm seeing here. Right, I see, like, whoever this person is, I see a soul connection, and that's what your spirit team, that spirit team are referencing, like one and the same. Soulmate, soul tribe, same experiences, because it's the same mission. So what I'm then being taken to is, if you and this person would have met, can being shown you and this person maybe being aware of each other's energy before you met. So you may have had dreams about this person before you met, or you may have even bumped into this person before you met and was very drawn to them. But I keep being referenced that this was always supposed to happen in divine timing, and this was always supposed to align when it was supposed to. Because if you would have met beforehand, there would have been way too much triggering going on, because you had similar wounds. And there's almost this feeling of maybe you being on a bit of a solo journey, or them being on a bit of a solo journey, and then aligning with each other. And there's almost this reference of, because everything I'm talking about in regards to this person that they're referencing, they're saying it like both, because you're mirrored. So I feel like this person had to learn to maybe anchor themselves and root themselves in to their own frequency, or this person needed to clear any karma or karmic cycles in order to align or bloom. I feel like you would have had to do the same things. There's similar wounds that would have been worked on and released before you would have met each other. And if you would have met prematurely, I don't feel like, you know, when you try and eat a cake and it's not cooked right, and then it's all gooey, and it's like, well, what was that? That's not even nice. What was the point? Like, there's a vibe of that. And even when I was trying to explain that, an alarm went, and I had to cut the video. And that, the fact that happened, I just feel like there could have even been moments in time beforehand where you could have met. But I feel like there were shifts and changes so that you could release something of this person. Because it's almost like, even energetically, as you're coming along this road, because you can feel each other's energy aligning, more releasing is taking place. Like, I'm feeling an expansion in the heart space, but then I'm releasing a lot. And it's because even before you physically met, energetically, I'm releasing a lot before you come in to my life. That's kind of how this is coming in. You could even be asking about a child, I'm actually being told. Like, you guys could be pregnant, and you could be asking about the spirit team of your children, because you may have had to release a lot before you gave birth to this child or had this child. And you could have had some triggers, you know, even while pregnant, or, you know, while your spouse was pregnant. Like, I'm just seeing that happening. There's almost like a trigger here. There's something about a child. I don't know if this is like a partner connection and you're meant to bring this child in, or you're currently pregnant and this is the child, or maybe this is the energy. Because I almost feel, okay, now I'm being taken to family, so I feel like the spirit team of the person you're asking about could also be the spirit team of your child. Or if you're asking about the child, this could also be the spirit team of the other parent. Like, that's how it's coming through here. Or if this is a sibling, there's almost like a halo around certain family members, because it's like you're all going through an initiation or a release, and certain things are going to happen at certain times. And I feel part of that spirit team then would be ancestors coming through, because there's something about bloodline and aligning. But again, if this is a relationship, I feel like if you haven't got kids with them, I feel like you may end up having children with them. And it's fine if you don't. It could just be you're meant to birth something completely different. You're meant to birth like a project or a career path, or you're meant to just hold a certain frequency on earth. When we talk about birth, it doesn't always have to be of a child. It can be of a project, or something being activated within you or your person. So that's what the spirit team is referencing, that this was always meant to happen and something was meant to be birthed and hatched as a result. That's what this connection was always supposed to do. And then I'm almost being shown like a house being built on foundation. So I think that this connection was always meant to be built and grown upon, almost in the wake of something that may have had to be destroyed. So you could have done a lot of shadow work, and then this connection with this friend or partner or family member was meant to fill that with more light and more love and change the course of that energy, whether ancestrally or just in your life, you know. Because when we release, I'm being told when we release, we have to fill that with something new, because energy always takes up space. So when we get rid of energy, something else comes in. We let go of the old to bring something new in. This connection is as a result. I feel like you and this person both would have released or let go of things in order to allow this to come in. And I feel like this feels very beautiful, because I feel like there's an expansion in your heart space and their heart space in regards to trust in others, in regards to redefining maybe what love is, or what a connection with a parent or a family member or a child or a partner or a friendship is. I feel like I'm redefining, and I see you and this person kind of learning from each other here. So I feel like there's a really beautiful energy from your person's spirit team. Like, we're learning and we're growing and we're evolving and we're creating the new. That's what I'm being told. I keep being taken to your throat chakra. Why am I being taken there? I feel like this person, put me into the energy. I feel like you've either learned or you're going to learn from this person to speak up for yourself, to be vulnerable with your words and emotions, to say how you truly feel, or to be more confident in the words that you speak. Because I see when this person came into your life, you were confident, but it's almost like maybe you weren't confident fully in being seen. You were confident in yourself, but it's almost like, I don't want to hatch out of this egg, or I don't want to say what's coming to mind, because it's almost like this feeling of like, who would get it anyway, and I feel like this person gets you. So learning to say things and have it fall on this person, I feel like that's helped you grow and evolve and speak out in general, maybe to the world or to the public or the people. There's something about that coming through. I feel like there's a lot of lessons in how powerful your voice is and speaking up for what you want in this connection. That's what they're referencing. And the reason I was being taken to the throat is it's kind of mirrored maybe with your person as well. I see you and this person really see each other, because you're cut from the same cloth. You've seen the same depths. The way you see life is the way they see life. So the divinity you see in yourself is the divinity you see within them. So there's a balance. You both may have psychic abilities too, because clairsentiently I just felt energies around me really, really strongly. So you both may have already accelerated each other's psychic gifts or triggered each other's psychic gifts as well, because they're referencing that when this person came into your life, I'm hearing clairaudience, like my ears, I can hear, like my hearing's really sensitive, and I just feel like my third eye is almost poking out of my forehead. I feel like if I go look in a mirror right now, my third eye is just sticking out like a frog, like just sticking out. That's how I feel. So I feel like your intuition and your clairvoyance would have broke when this person came into your life, and vice versa. This was definitely a psychic connection, or this definitely is a psychic connection. And if this person, I feel like this person's in your lives, and I do feel, and I don't say this lightly, if this connection has broken down a little bit, I do feel like it's going to come back together. And you guys know I don't say that lightly. I will never say that lightly, because I don't condone, going back and round in circles. But I just feel like this connection, you're meant to build, you're meant to grow and evolve with this person. That's what I'm picking up here. Really, really strongly. But I feel like this person's strongly in your life. Or you could even be asking about like somebody from your future. Some of you guys could be asking about that. Somebody from your future, like a future friend or a future partner. Or you could have just watched this with no person in mind. You just wanted to see what came through, and they're picking up someone from the future. But I do feel like this is somebody you're in a relationship with, or in a really strong friendship with, or have a strong bond with already. Yeah, this could also be somebody that, you know, similar like what I said about my friend that I've known since I was really young. This could be somebody that you've known since you were really young. So these energies could even be so deep rooted that you don't realize the intensity, but you do pick up on this person. You know when you see like twins and they say the same thing at the same time? I used to have these two friends that were twins, and they just like speak at the same time. They used to call it twin telepathy, and they'd like do things similar to each other. It was funny. There's a feeling of that. So this could be like a friend or a sibling that you say the same things with. There's definitely a deep connection here for sure. What does pile number 3's person, spirit, team? It feels like family. Like I almost want to loop. I feel like there's more people involved, which is why I feel like there may be children involved, or soul tribe members, or actual family members, and it's like I'm in a halo. Like that's how it's being presented to me, like a halo. So it's like family. I'm hearing that song, We Are Family. Pile number 3. How does pile number 3's spirit team view my pile number 3's? Capricorn. How does pile number 3's person? You're very emotionally intelligent. Very emotionally intelligent. Pisces. We've got Neptune and Pisces. Yeah, you're very connected to the higher realms, I feel. Very psychic and in tune with the other realms. I say the other realms because I say higher realms, but when you're connected to spirit, as much as you're connected to the higher realms, you're going to be connected to the lower realms, or you're going to be aware of them. The 3D is not a high realm. Like the 3D is a bit of a lower realm. So you're going to be connected to that realm too, you know? It's just how it is. And we have to root ourselves before we reach higher heights. Let me just cover this up. I'm going to use the little butterfly to cover it up. We have Sagittarius here as well. And the back of the deck we have Jupiter. Yeah, a lot of Pisces energy here with all this Jupiter, Pisces, Neptune. Interesting. So their spirit team feel that you are a soul connection. You're part of the same soul family. I feel like you're here to activate and bring energies through. I feel like there's a kind of like double mission, and you're always meant to conjoin at one point. I feel like you were both here to help each other expand as well. I feel like you both may have had your fair share of connections that helped you purge and release, and this was always going to come at that midway point to help bring light. If this is somebody you've had in your life for a really, really long time, or this is somebody that's like a sibling that you've always had in your life, while you were going through releases and purges, this person was always supposed to shine light and help you expand and see that there was light in the world, there was love in the world, and there were connections that were trustworthy or worthful of light. I feel like that was something that you were both meant to mirror within each other. If this is a connection that you have had for a really, really long time. I keep putting my hands in these like ways when I'm speaking with you guys for some reason. So I don't know. I don't normally do that when I'm reading, by the way. So I don't know if that is something that you guys do. But yeah, you know, like the mudras, like I hope that's how you pronounce it. I feel like I'm doing them while speaking to you to bring energy through. Like I feel like you're healers, to be honest with you. And I feel like that's going to develop as time goes on. But I keep doing that with my hands, or you could be doing it right now and I'm just picking up on you doing it, so I'm doing it with you. But yeah, I feel like you're both very connected to spirit, and I feel like you're both you're here to show each other divinity and divine love. I feel like that's what you're both here to do, and that's what their spirit team is referencing. You're cut from the same cloth. You're here to mirror the light back into each other while you're purging out, you know, what didn't need to be there. I feel like that's what it is with this egg here, that rebirth. It's like I'm bringing light to you. And again, if this is a child or, you know, a new partner or a new friendship, I feel like that's the purpose of this connection. It's a very soulful connection, part of your soul tribe, no matter, you know, whether it's your child or your parent or your friend or your sibling. I feel like that's what this is. Or again, relationship, because when we look at the green, the peridot, like that's heart chakra energy, the green on the dragon here, so it's like heart chakra energy. And I think that you were both meant to help each other expand in that area and hold that light, you know, even maybe when the other couldn't see it too. I feel like that's the purpose. So there's a lot of soul family. It feels like family. That's what their spirit team are referencing in regards to you, which is really beautiful. So pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 4, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person's spirit team views you. So you guys chose the amethyst apple. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 4. Spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s, please? Tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s. How does pile number 4's spirit team view my pile number 4s? How does pile number 4's spirit team view my pile number 4s? We have the 5 of Pentacles. How does pile number 4's spirit team view my pile number 4s? We have the Hermit. How does pile number 4's spirit team view my pile number 4s? King of Cups. Do you work with spirit? Do you give readings to people and channel messages? Because there's almost this feeling of like you're a messenger. We can give messages to you for this person. That's kind of how you could be asking in general, like how do people's spirit teams view me? But there is a reference of like, no, this person here is kind of like, you can see us. It's kind of like that in like a kind of jokey way, but in a more, you know, way from spirit, it's almost like messenger. Like I feel like I'm able to like whoever this person is, say, no, they need healing or they need to understand something or they need to know something, I'm almost presenting it to you or giving you downloads or giving you vision so you can say it to this person. And even if you don't work with spirit, you just could be very intuitive and you could be clairvoyant without realizing it, and you could just be somebody that naturally does speak up for yourself anyway and says things. They're actually referencing that you're very headstrong. Much to the person that you're asking about annoyance, like you're very headstrong, and it's almost like, no, you need to say this to this person because it's like, oh, this is perfect because they need to know this, and I know you're gonna say it, because they're kind of in a humorous way. I feel like you are very, very headstrong, very bold, and you take no ish is what I want to say. They're kind of referencing that. I would say ballsy, but that, you know, they're saying headstrong. Yeah, pile number. You see through people. You see through people's energies, people's lies. You read people very well. Pile number 4. How does pile number 4's person's spirit team view my pile 4s? We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have Justice here at the back of the deck as well. Okay. So I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm in agony. I'm not in pain. I don't know why my voice went like that then. Pile number 4. 5 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the King of Cups, and then the Knight of Pentacles reversed. I keep hearing try me. Yeah, they see you as somebody that doesn't take any ish. They're actually saying that you're kind of good for this person in that way. Because there's this feeling of you standing on your own 2 feet and not letting anyone sway you. Maybe you weren't always this way, but they're what's happening to the energy now, and that's how they're referencing you. I feel like you've gone more bold and fiery as time's gone on. I also feel like you've done that to maybe protect yourself. And I feel like you speak up for people. but you also put people in their place if you need to. Because with having spirit guides and spirit teams, they can protect us, but a lot of the times they can't, and they can give messages and little downloads and intuitive messages, but they can't like get in the way of you know, certain experiences. They can't carry us, and a lot of the times if they, you know, they are to get to work for us, they can only do that with our permission. And I don't feel so much like the person you are asking about is super connected to spirit. And this person also feels pretty stubborn and pretty headstrong, to be honest with you. Dances to the beat of their own drum and can be kind of rigid. They could be fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. And I feel like you're quite, you know, rigid and stubborn too. I feel like you're kind of similar. I feel like this person may have met their match with you, but I feel like you're also open to interpretation and you're open to changing your opinion. And I feel like there's almost this feeling of, I'm trying to give intuitive nudges to this person and they're not listening. And then I'm looking at you and it's like, oh, you seem to read or understand or be able to pick up on things. It's almost like I'm going to say them to you so you can speak them out. Because I keep being taken to the 3rd house, and I'm thinking of like short-term travel, and I'm thinking of like somebody in a car. So I don't know if whoever it is you're asking about, this is very specific. So this, it could just be an analogy, but this could also have happened. I see you telling somebody not to drive on a specific day or do something in a car, and they don't, and then they avoid getting into like an accident or having something happen to the car, or like you're telling somebody don't drive this way, drive that way, and they avoid a traffic jam. Like there's something about that, like you're able to give little bits of information through to this person or give guidance or healing to this person, whereas this person would maybe not listen to their intuition because they're very headstrong in their own 3rd dimensional thoughts and opinions. I hope that makes sense. 5 of Pentacles and the Hermit. This person, the person you're asking about, I feel like they don't listen to anyone. Because I keep seeing you giving advice, but they're not taking it. Like they're referencing that you're a messenger or you're somebody that can... I'm thinking of the Hunger Games when Katniss goes into... I always forget his name. The blonde guy who drinks and he you know, he has a problem with drinking, and Katniss kind of, Peter almost nurtures him, whereas Katniss is more tough love, and he won't wake up and they have to do something and she throws a drink at him, but it's because she cares, like she's more up front. So there's almost this feeling of you, like, because they're referencing you care about this person, and I see you stepping forward and giving tough love to really hit where it hurts, because it's like I've tried soothing, it's not working, I need to give you tough love. And whatever this person is doing, because this person seems really rigid. I see you, I do see you holding space for this person, but I also see you telling this person straight, because they're referencing that you're a good influence to this person, but sometimes the right thing doesn't always feel like the right thing when you have to do it, you know, when we need to make a change and make a shift and we're so used to a certain energy, it's hard to do it. And we need people that are going to, you know, like, you know, when we go to the gym, and like, we don't want to go to the gym. Who wants to get up early in the morning and go run on a treadmill? Like, no one wants to do that. But if you have somebody that's like, come on, let's do it, you're more likely to get up and do it. And they're referencing that you're that person, like, come on, get up, let's do it. And there's this reference then of this person, like, sometimes it's hard to do the right thing, but I feel like you encourage the right thing, because even if sometimes this person's like, oh, I don't want to listen, or I don't want to hear you, or I'm not listening, or I'm almost chucking things back at you, they're referencing like, no, you really care about this person. Like, you really care about this person, because I keep seeing you wanting to get somebody on their feet, or I'm seeing you want to give tough love or have somebody do something the right way. Like, you come through as a really good influence there. It's almost like an older sibling that wants the best for someone. And of course, if this is a relationship or a friendship or anything like that, apply it as such. But that's how it's coming through. They're referencing that you're somebody that holds them accountable, and you don't sugarcoat. If they're doing something wrong, it's like, well, what do you expect? Oh, I feel bad. Well, you shouldn't have ate that. Oh, I feel tired today. Well, why did you stay up late? Like, you're the type of person to reference that because you want them to do better. And that's what they're referencing here. And they're saying that the way that you're seen in a good light by their spirit team is you don't enable them. If you were to cocoon them and sugarcoat, you'd be enabling them, and you're not enabling them. You're giving them tough love, or you're saying it as it is. You're giving them the soothing when they need it, but you're also giving them the tough love when they need it too. So they're referencing that whether this connection is still here or not, there's a balance because you don't enable. You say it as it is. So there's a respect there, because it's like, this is where it becomes more healthy then, to a degree. But this person also needs to make those changes and make those shifts. But they're referencing that you are a positive influence. Even if because they're referencing that this person is stubborn and knows that they need to make a shift or a change in something, and then sometimes can't do it, but then blames the person trying to get them to do it. Because I keep wanting to say to you, when you tell this person to do something, or you try to help this person out and they act like they don't want the advice, they know that they need it. Like, there's definitely a level of appreciation for you here, really strongly. But this person also needs to step up and do their own thing, and I feel like you know this, or maybe you've stepped into this and you know it now. You're very real and raw for this person. You're very needed for this person. I saw a clip the other day. It was Kim Kardashian and North, very expressive. I don't watch the Kardashians anymore, but she was I think she was eating an onion or something, and she was very expressive and just very bold. And Kim said something like, Courtney had said that North is her lesson, and that she just says it how it is. And I almost feel like you are North, like you're just saying it how it is, like holding this person accountable, like you're that person. And I do think this person does appreciate it. Why have we got the Knight of Pentacles reversed? You also understand and see this person, and I feel like you don't judge this person. Whether you've been in a similar scenario to this person, or you just have a strong level of empathy. Sometimes people can be bold, but they lack the empathy. You have empathy, so there's a balance. You're also really in tune with spirit, because I keep wanting to give advice to this person and I'm passing it on through you. I'm giving you ideas to help this person out, or to help this person grow. I'm passing it on to you. I feel like you help this person step into their own and be a bit more independent. And I feel like as time goes on, you're learning to do that even more. Maybe at times you felt the need to pull their weight, and I don't feel like you're doing that so much in the energy that I'm in now. I feel like you're learning to step back for this person. And I feel like the more you step back for this person and stand your ground, it actually helps this person. And I think that you've learned that as time's gone on. Maybe there was a time where you felt burdened, or you felt like you had to nurture or give to this person, but I don't see that too strong now. It's like, no, I'll give you advice and I'll help out where I need to, but I'm going to stand here firm. I'm not going to do everything for you, or I'm not going to pull all the weight in this connection or relationship. You've got to do it too. And I feel the more you stand back, this person then learns, even if they get frustrated at the time, and that helps them grow. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay, let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number 4. What is pile number 4's person's spirit team's view of my pile number 4s? I think there's a strong lesson that is being learned here. Capricorn. Let me move these up so you can see everything. Pile number 4. Oh my god. Let me cover her up. What do we have? Do I have something smaller than that? Surely. I'll use this crystal. Sorry guys, I know I'm taking a while. I just need to cover her up. Actually, I want to use a bigger one. I want it to really be covered, because you know what YouTube's like. Right, where's the card that fell? That was Venus, by the way. We also have Virgo. We've got Capricorn, Venus, Virgo. Let me get one more. I feel like you're a doer. I feel like you say you're going to do something and you do it. I feel like you're somebody that will sacrifice to get results later on down the line. I feel like you are somebody that has maybe been through a lot and has had to fight their way out from things. And I feel like you understand what it takes to do that, which is why you have the compassion. And I feel like you have a lot of empathy. Maybe at times you felt a slave to your empathy, but I feel like you're learning to hold a space and to make sure that there's a limit to your empathy so that you're not enabling or making excuses for people. I feel like that's something you've learned 100%, because when I tapped into your energy at first, they were referencing you like Snow White, whereas what I'm actually tapping into now is Snow White that has the wisdom of the huntsman and has the it's almost like I have not a harder interior, but I have a shell, I have a protection, I have a shield on me to protect the Snow White energy. I've had to learn, you know what I mean? I've had to learn to do that. I've had to learn maybe the hard way in life sometimes. I've had to learn that no one's going to come and save me. I've got to do it myself. I feel like you've learned those lessons and that's what they're referencing, but that you still have that pure energy within. And because of that, you're able to see this person deeply and you're also able to give really good advice. I feel like you are a teacher to this person in this lifetime, whatever type of connection this is. I feel like you're a teacher, and I feel like the more you pour into yourself and the more that you almost limit certain energies so that this person isn't being enabled. I feel like this is actually helping this person grow and get inspired by you too. That's what's happening here. Because with the Capricorn and Virgo energy, I feel like you are very healing. I feel like you're very giving. I feel like you're a doer. I feel like you've been through a lot. I feel like you're somebody that knows that hard work brings results. I feel like you're one of those people. I feel like maybe you haven't had the easiest time of life and you've had to learn things and find out yourself. I don't feel like you're somebody that's ever been enabled. I don't see any enabling happening for you. So because of that, it's created this kind of like this toughness that then you have, this boldness and this sharpness. You understand your own darkness. You know what I mean? You understand that and you're balanced in it. And I feel like that's what they're referencing in regards to you. That you're then here to be able to help this person stand in that and honor certain, feelings and emotions, or help with certain battles, just by showing them that you've done it and they can do it too, or give them the tools that you had to help them out, but not actually fighting the battle for them, just giving them the tools you had, And I feel like that's what you're here to do. I do feel like you and this person are part of the same soul tribe. I feel like you and this person do have a soul connection. It does kind of feel soulmatey. It does kind of feel it's like a soul contract. It doesn't feel necessarily karmic, although if this is a family connection, there could be karmic wounds here that you and this person are both releasing at the same time. You both could have gone through the same experiences, but I feel like you're both kind of I'm seeing two people coming out of the trenches, so I feel like you're both here to really help each other grow and evolve and climb out of something that once was more murky than it is now, and I feel like you stepping back sometimes really does help this person stand up for themselves or stand up in their own energy. And I feel like this person looks up to you, and I feel like this person's spirit team sees you as a good person and somebody that's very, I want to say the word loyal, and very helpful to this person in a way that isn't at detriment to yourself or them. Even if at times it might have been, I feel like that might have actually been part of the lesson, and I see you both growing from that. So this person sees you as you know, even with the Pisces energy at the back of the deck, you know, there's a soul connection here. And I feel like you have a strong connection to your own empathy and emotions that you see in this person. So you know when to be lighter on this person or heavier on this person. You're almost seen as kind of like a helping hand here. And I feel like you both would have worked through karmic lessons here. There's a lot of love here with their spirit team. They're also saying that you're a very responsible person. You could be very Saturn influenced, Capricorn, Aquarius. In your chart, you don't have to be. Yeah, so that is what I have for you guys, pal and before. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.